MCA.
On this episode of Nerds Talking the Podcast, Rachel joins us from Implied Society, the podcast, and tells us what she's been up to since a year that we haven't heard from her. Also, we talk podcasting, the world of podcasting. Is it hard? Difficult? Do you quit, give up easily, or do you hang on? Do you keep listening to your favorite show even though nobody else might be listening? All that and more on this episode of Nerds Talking the Podcast. Now start the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us, we'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Welcome to Nerds Talking the Podcast. Another episode, and I'm with a special guest joining us. Yes, a blast from the past. We have Laura, we have Carlos, I'm Lafayette, no Johnny, but Rachel is here.
Back from the podcast graveyard just in time for spooky season.
That's right, Rachel from Impolite Society. Laura's counterpart. Wait, who's the Batman and who's the Robin?
Oh, that's not. Our egos are both too fragile for that.
Which heroes are like equal? I guess the Wonder Twins, right?
That's exactly where the Wonder Twins.
The Wonder Twins.
Is that with like the rings?
Yeah, you
shape
know.
of-
So who turns into water stuff and who turns into animals?
Yeah.
Oh,
there
I
you go.
pick animals. But Laura
Oh.
didn't really resonate with her fursona, which, in case you're not up on furry culture, is the animal side or the animal that a furry takes on is their fursona.
Mm.
So that actually is tough. And there's really no clear answer, I think.
I
don't
like
know.
water a lot, but I also really like tigers. So who knows?
Ah,
You
how
can
about
turn
a
into
water
a
tiger?
frozen tiger.
That's right.
Yeah.
Frozen tiger.
Mm,
And you
an
can look
ice tiger.
yeah, you can look cool at really like high-end parties.
You'll
Just
be
the
the
ice
sculpture in
sculpture.
the middle.
Like you'll rent your you'll have a company where you rent out ice sculptures, but you just show up. Where's the sculpture?
Just
Oh,
a
don't worry.
tiger.
We need to downgrade the Wonder Twins, guys. Like we just went from being something really cool to this centerpiece at a shitty Hollywood
Well, don't
party.
Water
Ever wonder how-
sculptures.
How they make money? You
Ice
gotta wonder
sculptures
that
and-
too, right?
The little monkey at the zoo or at the circus. That would be the other twin.
Dance monkey dance.
That's Gleek.
Well,
Yes.
they have their own monkey too. Yeah, Gleek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gleek. No, that's the thing too. Yeah, Rachel could like literally rent her like animal side out at like birthday parties.
Yeah, petting
I
zoo.
use
I
exotic
can be-
Hey,
animals.
Podcasters have to pay the bills somehow.
That's right.
Am I right?
Right. Because anytime if you read comics, you never see their day job. They're only, in space fighting crime or whatever they're doing. You don't know how they pay for
Wasn't
anything.
Peter Parker a photographer for the
photographer.
nutpaper? And Clark Kent,
Yeah.
did he
The
not also
reporter.
work for
They're-
a newspaper?
that's-
He was a journalist.
He was a
uh-huh.
journalist. Yep.
Bruce
And,
Wayne.
And the
Yeah.
Hulk
is,
is a doctor, scientist
he's,
thing,
uh,
majigger.
Yeah,
Rachel
well-
calling your ass out.
Look at this. This is the
Yeah.
most I
No.
know about comic book
Look
characters.
at this. Look at this.
Isn't one of
Hold
them
on.
a secretary for Iron Man? Isn't that one?
Oh no,
Oh,
you're talking about
Rescue.
Pepper
Pepper.
Potts. Pepper
And
Potts.
she is
Yeah,
not a
Rescue.
superhero. She
She is
is.
a superhero.
Iron Man is a CEO.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Her name is
Iron Man
Rescue.
is a CEO, yes, an
Iron Man.
inherited CEO, just
they
like
all-
Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yep, there you go. Look at them. They all have day jobs. I think we
Yeah,
actually know
the
a lot about
Flash.
the day jobs.
The Flash
What does
is
the
a
Flash
forensic
do?
scientist.
No
He's a
way.
forensic scientist. Yeah.
He was
Green
a
Lantern's,
forensic scientist before they were
Air
cool.
Force pilot.
Not anymore though. That's what he was.
That's his
But he was an
job.
Air Force pilot. Yeah, Green Lantern. Yeah.
Except for
Oh.
Falcon. We know that he's nothing because he couldn't get credit
Who?
despite being
The Falcon.
the Falcon
Oh,
and
the
the
Falcon.
American.
Oh, I know that was
now
that
Captain
was
America.
Yeah, that was bad too. How he didn't get paid to
That
be
was
an
a
Avenger and save the world. Yeah.
Bad part of the show. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was not no bueno. Well, there you go. So the Wonder Twins, Implied Society in the house. Rachel
Yes.
is here, and you guys are starting the show back up. Must be exciting. For anyone that doesn't know what
It's something.
Impolite Society is, you guys go ahead and tell the audience what to expect in season 2 of Impolite Society.
And I like that it's a season 2 because it is a new season of Impolite Society where we are going to really approach it more from whatever the hell we want perspective. So it's going to be still a lot of taboos, a lot of like rude topics, but it's also going to have some macabre and some just weird history. That's just me acting like your audience knows what the first take of Impolite Society was, which is a podcast that digs into the taboo topics you can't discuss in Impolite Society. See, I still have it after a year off. I can just spit it out. We looked at a lot of social science things, but we kind of boxed ourselves in. We're like, sky's the limit now. We want to talk about what we want to talk about. And it's just a lot of weird, nerdy, dark stuff.
So what topics compared to give us the people some topics you had last season and the new topics you're having this season? Like,
we used to do a lot of like gender dynamics and like, is crying manipulative? Is pickup lines, do they ever work? That kind of stuff. Oh, our sex sounds, what's the deal with sex sounds? It's all this stuff. And then really a focus on evolutionary biology. But that again could only go so far. So now we're really just expanding because that's just the tip of the rude iceberg, really. I mean, there's tons of stuff you can't talk about in Polite Society. Like the first or the only guy who was killed for what was it, Laura? Abandoning his post in World War
desertion.
II? Yes. Only one guy. And what's his story? You can find out on Impolite Society.
In 160 years, the U.S. has executed exactly one person for desertion. What's up with him? So just like kind of like weird stuff that people don't really think about, or the rude topic. And the one that we're launching with is along with, we have our kind of lineup going on as groupies. How does one become a groupie? What does that world look like?
I was dying to know.
Okay.
And then
that's interesting.
And then because we're launching next week in the beginning of October, of course we got to do some Halloween ones.
That this episode's dropping, right?
What day is it?
Wait, is it live? I don't know when these shows come out.
No, this is Friday.
Today is Friday.
So it's Friday.
Oh, next week. You're right, Laura.
You will be
Sorry.
out next week in October.
Did I just try to actually your own show?
You tried to break the fourth wall on us.
Might be.
Yeah. But I forgot. I was gonna say, you guys talk about the Roman Empire at all?
Not yet. But maybe we will. Maybe we'll adopt it as a part of the zeitgeist.
Yeah, there you go.
As Lafayette corrected me on my pronunciation last week.
Yeah, you do say it wrong, and I just let it fly.
Oh,
I just sort of like, okay, tomato. Laura's saying Zeitgeist or whatever.
Zeitgeist. You said Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist is what I said.
Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist.
I like it's saying something in German. I'm pretty sure it is German. Zeitgeist.
It is German.
What other language would it be? I think it's French.
Austrian.
Zeitgeist.
Wait.
That's right. Yeah. So you guys are going to talk about circumcision. There you go.
Throw that on the show. I'll throw that in there. I have so many thoughts about it.
Oh
yeah, that is a good one. Actually,
I do.
No, we talked about it a lot recently.
Yeah, we talked about it last week in detail, where I told them, and I quote, "Tell me about your dicks." Was literally
that was came out of your mouth.
But I'm adding it
that's
right
okay, because you can get not revenge. That sounds weird. You can, it goes both ways, because one of the topics we do talk about in one of our upcoming episodes is about clits, where Laura does talk about her vulva in detail.
True, I do.
Well, there you go.
I now that I look back on it, I'm like, really? Did I really say that when we were recording? I'm like, you know what? I did. It's fine.
Yep,
it's
we
fine.
both said
it
things,
is what it is.
And now that I put it on your other podcast, we can't edit it out. So
yes. So there you go. Implied Society coming back first week of October. What's the date? Give me a
October
date.
2nd.
October 2nd. Okay, that is Monday.
But that does actually, when you say talk about circumcision, again, I have a lot of opinions, because I am now mother of a son, which is one of the reasons why we went away for so long, is because Laura and I both had babies, acquired babies, added babies to our lives
Yep.
around the same
Acquired
time.
babies. I
So
like that.
I do like the acquired part.
yes, they joined. The
Yes.
stork brought them, and he dropped them off.
He
on
dropped
our
him
doors.
off.
You didn't
Did
find
the-
him in a
did-
cabbage patch.
Did the stork
Yep.
circumcise him or no? Just
Well, I mean, that's my son's business to share, so I can't put his business on a podcast. But if we do that topic, which I think is a good topic, you'll probably get a hint on which way I lean.
gotcha. Yes.
I
Yes, life-
want him to be on the podcast to say he's 1 years old. Da, 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 da,
No,
da.
That's it.
I'm actually a little concerned because it's a big week for Laura and her baby because her baby got baptized. My son is the farthest thing from baptized, and he has taken up this new thing where he starts growling. And so he's just walking around, not walking, he's crawling around going, and part of me is like, oh shit, should we get him baptized?
I've seen The
Like, that's-
Exorcist. Yeah.
That's a little
Exercised.
worrisome.
That's what I'm
Spider
doing.
crawl
Yeah.
down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually crawls downstairs backwards with his head rotating. It's
So
weird.
it is okay.
So weird. And it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Should yeah, Lori, did you bring some extra holy water with you? No?
Did not. I
The
didn't.
kid might
I didn't
catch fire.
capture any when I was there. When I was there, I should have. Took some and snuck it in and baptized Rachel's baby when she wasn't
Just
looking.
yourself. I want you to.
I mean, but I
Do
kind of
that, right?
I like him just the way he is. Because the first topic, sorry, I'm gonna go back to Implied Society. We're gonna do this a second more. The first topic that we talk about is actually gonna be Satan. So if you have any kind of passing interest in Satan,
Interesting.
it's topic
Interesting.
numero uno. And I went way into the research, and it absorbed my life. So I was literally at a game night the night after we recorded, and it came up just in conversation. This is, again, Laura's pulling out her direct quotes. My direct quote was, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you know about Satan? Like, I was out there repping Satan at game night. Sorry, guys. Okay.
No,
you
I
continue.
just envision it. Everyone's like, yeah, that pizza's pretty good. Go fish. Hey, what do you guys think about Satan?
Oh, that's 100% it. Yeah, that's what happened.
Just out of nowhere, like, he's pretty cool on South Park. I don't know. It's about as far as I know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the gateway.
That's right.
About that.
And his relevance in my son's life, speaking his first language. So that was the connection. If Roman was on the show, he would just be on the mic.
That's it. That might be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been away for a year. You had
Yeah.
a kid, join the squad, and now you're back recording. But what's it like being the mama bear?
I mean, okay, this is going to sound so bad and counterintuitive to what people say, but it's really fun. I like it a lot. I really enjoy this kid.
Okay.
I think he's
How is
awesome.
that counterintuitive? Isn't that
Yeah.
what most people say?
No, Rachel, I think, expected people to say,
Well, this is just from my experience with Laura. No, just kidding. Laura holds no bars about parenthood.
Oh, we know.
True.
She tells
Oh,
it
we
how it
know.
is. And
She does.
I don't know. My kid might be like the easiest kid ever, but it's not that hard. I mean, it's hard, but it's like I don't feel like it was as hard as I thought it was going to be. I don't know.
I guess
I really like this kid. I think he's
The
a good
thing
kid.
is, will Laura, from your experience, because of course, you just tried to cleanse the demons out of your child. Does it get harder after year 1? What's the
No.
hardest year? Everybody always hears year 2's the worst. So
He's
year
like,
2,
I got
not,
opinions.
yeah,
And
year 2, not the hardest then.
No, it was by far the hardest part of parenting is the first 4 months.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the hardest part. Everything is downhill from there, in my experience, at least.
Wait,
For
downhill
both
or
of them. I'm
uphill?
sorry, uphill. So yeah, you're right. Uphill is uphill from there. Wait,
Okay.
no, downhill as in like ease. Yeah, downhill is the ease.
No, the saying goes that when you say downhill, it means everything's going down the shitter.
This is a very common issue, right? Because I try to use this saying a lot, and I never it never lands right because of this
Yeah.
exact
Yeah.
issue. Is uphill, it's harder, but up
It's
is
an uphill
good.
battle. Yeah.
but down sounds
it-
woo.
I think you're going to use downhill in the term of things are going bad, and
Yeah, things are
uphill's
going down.
always and uphill's always a struggle. There's no term necessarily for. I guess you can say no, things are on the bright side or on the upside, but downhill's always a negative negative
It
thing.
gets easier once you get more than 2 hours of sleep at a time. That's what Laura's
Yes.
saying.
There it is. There
Yes.
it is.
Those first 4 months are awful for both of my kids. I never had chill newborns. They were both just crying and never sleeping. So yeah, everything gets easier from there. And I mean, they have every day has their own unique challenges, and they are exhausting. They're just exhausting in a different way. And but as Charlotte gets older and starts talking, and she just says the funniest things and makes me laugh, and also says the sweetest things, and she'll just look at me and go, "Mommy, I love you." I say,
that's
"I love you too, baby girl."
Yeah, that's a cover up for being
All
Yeah.
downhill
bad.
from here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a survival tactic, honestly.
You what, Carlos?
So it's all downhill from here.
It's all downhill. You hear
As
that?
in bad, right?
Yep. It's
Yeah.
all... Carlos, what is the worst year? The second year, or the current year, or the first year? We'll skip the third year. Third year always seems to be the fun one.
Man, I haven't had one yet.
You haven't had a bad one or a good one?
No, my kid's been pretty good so far. He doesn't.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't cry. He's not like, even when he was growing up, he wouldn't. He's not the kind of kid that puts stuff in his mouth. He's not supposed to. He wouldn't dig into things he's not supposed to. Like, I have a collection of like statues and figures and whatever, and he knows they're mine. He doesn't touch them. He'll ask to look at them, but he doesn't touch them. So
I
far,
like how
so
I
good.
can't even look at him.
Oh, you can look at him.
Without permission.
Carlos looks over at him. You better not be stirred up.
Oh, but
that
you know what?
statue,
I
boy.
guess if I had to pick a year, it's this year. The fourth.
It's all
He's
downhill.
getting himself a little bit of an attitude.
Well, he just came on the podcast
Yeah.
by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you miss that? He came on here.
And
with
on
Turn the
the
mic on, put the
headphones.
headset on.
He said,
Said
hello.
So,
And he
you know,
does this
that's-
deal now. He'll go like this.
Oh, the eyes, like I'm looking at you. Yeah,
But
he did that to me last
that's
time I saw him.
hilarious.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
He is hilarious. He does things you're like, what the heck? And yeah, no, he's
As toddlerdom comes, there's this skill set that parents must acquire of not laughing at things that are clearly hilarious, because you don't want to encourage that behavior, because laughter is obviously positive reinforcement. And so Charlotte will do something and I'm like, hold it in, because it's fucking hilarious. And you can't give that to her. Like
And
the
he's always
first time
trying
she
to
said,
negotiate.
"What in the hell?" And I was like,
Does she negotiate with you?
"Oh, constantly."
Man, I'll say something. He'll go, well, how about this? How about this? And then he'll go on and try to
Mhm.
negotiate with me. I'm like, this is not a negotiation, man.
Rachel,
Ah,
write all
shit.
this down. Be ready.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Get it. You know,
Charlotte-
I did. No, go
Yeah,
ahead, Charlotte.
const-
What is Charlotte do?
Constantly. She
Oh,
is constantly pushing boundaries and negotiating and seeing how close she can get to the line without going over it 100% of the time. That is her a hallmark of Charlotte's personality.
And Rachel, did you read books? Did you get the whole? What was your prep? Was it just nope? Let's just do
Well,
it.
I did read a couple chapters out of What to Expect Your First Year, right? Because I wanted to make sure like this child could acquire food and, we weren't going to kill him accidentally. But outside of that, like I haven't,
Tamagotchi.
haven't had a need for it. I'm sure I'll read some books more when I actually, because the first year you're not parenting, quote unquote parenting. You're just keeping this kid alive.
Surviving, yeah.
Yeah. It's more like just husbandry. But then after that, and you have to start shaping the person, then sure, I might consult books at that point. But so far, it's just been like, is he eating enough? Is he growing the right amount? Is he hitting his milestones? There you
Yeah.
Or
go.
more likely, you're just going to start Googling problems that you have and reading a bunch of
I
articles.
do get a
'Cause-
lot of parenting advice from TikTok. Is that sad?
No.
There's a lot on there though. There's a lot. Also,
Yeah.
the old iPad, shove it in their face and walk away. That seems to be the solution for most parents. Just,
I try not to do that.
yeah,
Not
once
no
the kid gets an
judgment.
iPad, but once
At
he
a
gets one-
restaurant,
oh
I don't
yeah,
even have an iPad. Is that something
Okay.
that people have?
we're gonna
I
we're gonna
didn't
to-
have one
Yeah,
either.
my kids
I
got one.
Oh my God. Am I on the 1% podcast? What? Who can afford iPads?
I tell you what, that
Casual
iPad.
They're like $100.
It's no, the iPad though is. I went out to dinner with Carlos recently, and his kid he was on it. He was just like, and he's on like these learning programs where he's like teaching himself and whatnot.
He's doing calculus.
Yeah, he's doing calculus, and he every once in a while he just chimes in and then but he's quiet and he's just sitting there doing his thing and doing his little math or whatever it is. It shows whatever he's learning, and
That's
I think
perfect.
that's how.
And then mom and dad can have fun.
Yeah, I think that's how kids like Carlos's kid and probably Charlotte are more advanced than you would think.
Charlotte can't handle the iPad or the cell phone. She only can any games, she
Yeah.
loses her goddamn mind. If you try to take it away from her, you will get a demon child like you have never seen before.
Oh,
So we do not do any kind of games or anything, but we will turn on like Paw Patrol or something on our cell
yeah,
phones at
a show.
restaurants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let him watch Bluey or something like that. Yeah, Carlos, what's your
because
take
she
on
loses her mind.
the world of iPad and children?
I wish I had one when I was a kid, because just all the technology he knows now at 4, man, I can't imagine what it's going to be like when he's 12. He's probably going to be taking over third world countries and sinking satellites. I'm like, there goes another one into the ocean. And Keon, way to go, buddy.
Or he'll just be really good at TikToks, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I mean,
it. Well,
yeah, you're
I'm
good
gonna
at that.
try to
That's
keep
money.
him off social media as much as possible,
That's
as
good.
long as possible. I'm not, because there's so much negativity out there. It's
Mhm.
not good. I mean, we handled it when it came out because we were in our 20s when it came out. But yeah, he'll stay off that as long as possible. Like, I was talking to my cousin recently. We both had the same conversation, had the same thought, and I said, well, if I try to keep him off a cell phone as long too, I'm like, well, I guess we can get him a Ladybug. That's the one with like the 3 buttons. You can call home,
There you
cops,
go.
something else. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
My
learn.
old Razor. I'll give you my old Razor phone. You can call home and do T9 texting.
There you go. Flip phone. Not a flip. What was the ones way back in the day with the whole
The
keyboard?
bricks.
The
Oh,
bricks
this
is-
is the
the
sidekick?
The sidekick. Get him a sidekick.
Oh.
Sidekick.
Get him a
I had a
sidekick.
sidekick, but it was
but-
in the year probably like 2013. It was way past their heyday, but I still love
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing.
You probably got it
I
on
did
sale
too.
though, right? You're super cheap.
It was like a new version. It had like little.
Oh.
I think it maybe had some touch screen elements. I don't know. It broke. That's I was in college. That's what happens. Phone's
know,
great.
Yeah, get him a BlackBerry. Call it a day.
Yeah, let him
Yeah.
start a business.
Yeah,
Be a
I want-
busy professional.
Yeah, he's kids nowadays have such an advantage over us growing up with all this technology. We're just like we talked about this before. My nephew talks like he's already 25 years old. He's 13. And
A lot of
he's like,
knowledge
I know
out there.
about. He's like, I know about all you're talking about. I was like, what the hell? Okay, so
They'll be making
Yeah.
the podcast here soon, right? They're gonna replace
Yeah.
us.
yeah, well, that's all right.
That's the
all right.
dream. Rachel and I are gonna pass Impolite Society
baton.
on
Oh
to
no,
Charlotte.
they'll be
and
making their
Charlotte.
own.
Nerds talk in the next generation.
Mhm.
My kid, Johnny's kid, and Lafia's cat.
I'll still be hosting. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. That's called security, right?
Yeah.
Job security.
Nerds podcast. I'm here with my nephews.
Well, that's why. That's why
The
he didn't have a
Chugi
kid.
podcast.
He didn't want to
Yeah.
get fired from his position.
That's right. That's what it is. Maybe not my work.
You'll be
Like,
the
what's your kid?
Hugh.
Yeah.
You'll
What's
be
your
the
kid
Hugh
into?
in the next generation of the
Oh
podcast.
yeah. Oh yeah. Good old Hugh McCord. Well, Johnny
Who is
joined us.
Hugh? Oh yeah. Hi.
Yeah, we don't
Johnny.
know. Carlos can give us a Hugh update. That's a good point. Do you have a Hugh update? If anybody doesn't know by now, Hugh was part of the show for about, I would say, a good 50 to 60 episodes, maybe more. And he just fell off the planet. So, Carlos, a Hugh update.
He retired. His kids are one in college, one is sophomore, I think.
Okay. I'll give the rest to us
Oh,
off
no.
recording.
Wow. Good one. Hey, Johnny's here. If you guys didn't know, there he is. He's right there. Johnny, say hi to Rachel.
Rachel, it's so good to see you. It's been so long.
It's been a really long time, and a year it's gone by so fast, but also it could have been 10 years since the last time we talked.
You've been kind of busy, yeah?
Yeah, some things
How's
have
motherhood
happened.
treating you?
Oh, we were just dealing with parenthood in detail here for the last 10 minutes, but it's good.
Yep.
I enjoy it. It's fun. Lots of new challenges, right? But more about
Yeah.
balancing.
1 to
But
10, how tired are you?
I'm not tired. I get more sleep now because I don't do anything. And this kid's sleeping 12 hours a night, so I go to bed at 10. I wake up at 7. I mean, that's a good life.
Sleep training. I recommend it.
See, my daughter has a different view of sleep training. She trained us not to get any sleep. So she sleeps in our bed. She steps on our faces. I mean, it's just that's how life is. And she's got the built-in excuse for the rest of her life. So,
Truth.
Yeah.
so it's going to be difficult for us in the near future. But she's a healthy, happy baby right now. So,
Well, that's good. Yeah.
It's-
That's really good to hear.
I can see that shit right now. She comes home, she wrecks the car. She comes in through the front door. Dad wrecked the car, flips you the keys. I had cancer. And she goes upstairs.
Always
that's
the
why.
trump card.
That's why I'm
Always.
And you're
debating.
like,
Like,
"Eh, what are you gonna do?
should I ever tell her? Like,
Should you ever tell her?
did I ever
That's
tell her
true.
how
She
much
doesn't-
like she's gone through, or like?
No, keep that
Oh.
inside. Bottle it up
I mean, I'll tell her maybe like on her wedding day or
on
something.
your
like that.
deathbed.
You walk her down the aisle and you're
Yeah.
like, I wasn't sure I'd
Yeah.
ever see this day. Oh,
right before she marries like some other lesbian. It's like, all right,
Yeah,
just
that's
by
right.
the way, babe.
Yeah, Rachel might not know, or maybe you do, but Johnny's training his daughter to be a lesbian. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
good. I mean, as a dad,
Yes.
what else could you ask for?
Right, but the lesbian training is going as well as sleep training. So
You just got to buy her like some more tools, some
Some
things like that.
Birkenstocks.
That's true.
First car's got to be
I
a
would-
Subaru Outback.
I was looking at some
Ooh.
Birkenstocks, and I've been like wanting to pull the trigger for about 30 years. Because
For
like I
yourself.
heard from for myself. I heard from everybody.
Okay.
It's like walking in sand. It's great, but I just can't do it because
those
of
people
the
are liars.
stigmatism.
Yeah. they're liars.
And like I don't want to get a ponytail because I feel like if you have Birkenstocks, you need a ponytail. I'm gonna apologize. I came home from work and the only thing I've had to eat is vodka and Pepsi.
Yeah.
Did
So-
you freeze it in ice
Did
cubes
you?
so you can eat it?
Was it regular Pepsi or Diet Pepsi?
Yeah,
It's
Pepsi.
Pepsi Zero.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
that actually counts. That is
You're
what we
good
call the
then.
white woman diet.
I was gonna say.
Oh
should
my
get
god!
Birkenstocks,
That's what I've
we
been
need to hear a
aiming
little bit
for.
more. Whoop.
Yeah.
Some of that would be nice.
I'm a woo girl now. Woo woo.
Anywho, we'll take a break here at Nurse Talking a Podcast. We'll be right back after this. Hi there, this is Tom from the DPA. You're probably wondering what the DPA does. Well, when someone sends you a picture of someone's genitals, such as a man's, we analyze it. We can tell you exactly where it's from, what race, the height of said man, and the accuracy of the picture if it's from that individual. That's right, dick pic analysis. The DPA's been around for many years. We've tested the program over and over, even on our own dicks, and we guarantee that it works 8% of the time. That's right, the only DPA program that actually works 8% of the time. You might send us a dick, we look at the pic, and we think, meh, could be. There's no real computers. It's just three guys in a room staring at dicks. We've had many years of experience, and we promise you that we'll get you an answer to what you want to know. Do you want to know if that person can cook? Do you want to know their occupation? Do you want to know how tall they are? If they're fat, skinny, and if they use OnlyFans? We'll know by just their picture, and we'll guarantee 8% accuracy. That's right, the DPA, Dick Pic Analysis. Go to our website at dickpicanalysis.com, upload your information and a picture, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. That's DPA, dickpicanalysis.com. Don't be scared, go ahead and share. The DPA is not responsible for lost photos that you may have sent us, and we accidentally forward them to our friends. We do share information. None of this stuff is secret. It all goes public. 8% accuracy is a little high, but we can at least tell you the color of the dick that you sent us. We'll even measure it to our own dicks. Usually they're bigger. Not our dicks, but the pictures. Dick pic analysis. Not a real thing. Nerds Talking the Podcast. Back to the show. Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm here with Johnny, Carlos, Laura, Rachel, and I'm Lafayette. Remember to rate, subscribe, review, turn on notifications. Tell your friends. That's the best thing you can do. Just tell all your buddies. If you have friends, if you don't have friends, well, too bad. But if you have friends, spread the word.
Got
You
friends right here.
Yeah, like we all have friends.
What do you mean if you don't have friends? Like if
You
you
don't
went
have
up to a
friends.
stranger and
Yeah.
said, "Hey, listen, nerd talking," be like, "Fuck you, crazy dude, get out of my face."
Well, yeah, you just explained.
Oh,
it,
they'd
yeah.
be like, "Are we friends now?"
Yeah. They said, I couldn't tell this to my friends. We're friends? So that's how you make a friend. There you go. Tell them about the show. As we talk about podcasting in general, because one of our friends, Joey Valentine, has thrown in the towel. He is no longer doing his 3 shows a week. He's burnt out. Is he burnt out though? No. It's all about he's not getting what he wants out of it. And Carlos, what does Joey want out of his show?
Instant gratification.
That's
He
right.
wants the number. He's a numbers guy. So the numbers, if the numbers don't show, then he's disappointed. I've never been a numbers guy. There was a couple of hosts on a show that were number guys. I just had to tell him, look, man, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. There's so many podcasts out right now, and and then they all started like we did. I'm sure they all started during COVID. They had shit else to do. They bought a microphone and a laptop. Hey, I can talk to people, and maybe they'll listen. So I think that's what happened, and he's kind of moved on to YouTube, because on YouTube, you'll get comments right away on your videos if people watch, right? And so he likes to, comment and reply back and forth like that. And he's not getting that with his podcast. So unfortunately, he's decided to toss in the towel.
It is
Why doesn't he just put his podcast on YouTube though?
well,
a
that's
video
just it.
podcast?
You can actually
Oh.
watch his podcast on
Yeah.
Spotify.
That's
Oh,
true.
really?
You can.
But
Yeah.
YouTube has got one of the better monetization systems, so you can
Platforms,
make
yeah.
more money if you're doing YouTube. So I get that. And if you're trying to make it your profession, gotta go where the money is and all the views are. But
So should we plug his YouTube channel? What's his YouTube channel?
Don't call me white, or don't call me white guy.
okay.
Something like
Wait,
that.
Really? That's what it is?
Yeah. Well,
I like
oh.
it better than Fat Guy Loves Cake, which he stole from a fat girl that he met on Tinder or something.
well, it's
That one really rubbed me the wrong way.
it's still, if
He
you
stole
look
the
up
cake
Joey
from her?
Valentine, then you'll find it, and then
Wait, did
Oh.
he steal the cake or the saying?
Yeah, the cake
The
or the
saying.
saying? Oh, I
It
thought
was
he
a
stole the
girl,
cake from
and
a girl on Tinder.
I remember this story clear, and nobody else did. But he told it on the show that he was on a dating service, and some girl was Fat Girl Loves Cake, and he was like, oh, "You're too fat to date, but I'm gonna steal your name and use it on a podcast." I was
then
like,
decided to beat her in weight.
"Yeah." So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to date you, but I'll steal your intellectual property.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Joey came out like he's like, either way I win. That's it. Either way, but yeah. So, and we get it, right? The podcasting thing is not easy, and if you expect
No.
numbers right away, or you expect an audience, and you expect feedback, well, it doesn't really work out that way. You should be happy with what you get, but if you get something that, I talked to him, and he just said that his numbers kept dropping off, and then, over time it just was dwindling away, and no one's listening, no one's interacting, no one cares. But that's probably 95% of podcasts, because
Oh,
podcasts are like social
vastly.
media. Everyone has one. Who are you going to
Shouting
choose
into
to
the
follow?
void.
Exactly.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree. I feel like sometimes you try and interact, but then they have the wrong email address. Has that ever happened before?
Yeah, I
I've
heard that.
never heard of that happening.
I
Actually,
think there's
to be fair.
Oh.
That's like a
there's
rookie mistake.
Yeah, there's
Only
there's
dummies would
podcasts
do
like
that.
Yeah, not
Yes.
Impolite Society wouldn't have
No,
their
no.
email incorrect in all of their episode descriptions for a year and a half.
Yep.
I mean, like, it's very impolite to not, respond to your fans.
Well,
And,
they
was
got
it.
a response, and the response was in email inbox not valid.
No, I didn't even get that. I didn't even get
Oh,
that.
You emailed it?
So somebody read my shit and they were like, I'm not gonna respond.
They're like, who is this Johnny character?
Yeah.
And like, what is his problem?
Yeah, you guys ghosted me and you didn't even know you ghosted me. So
Impolite.
I think it's a DNA of all women to ghost.
Yeah. To ghost you. You mean?
Yeah, I resemble that
wanna
remark.
make sure. Yeah, you said resemble that remark?
That's,
Or
I
resemble?
thought that was
Did not
maybe
said
a
resemble.
joke, but I guess
Yes.
it was just wrong.
No.
Anyways, feelings hurt, never recovered. Next
Ah,
topic.
So sad. Get some Birkenstocks, you pussy.
I
So
Yeah,
no, I
get
mean,
some Birkenstocks and some pussy, right?
Ayo, there we
Let's-
go. No, he'll get ghosted on the second one.
At the same place?
Yeah, at the same place. Yeah.
I mean, if
All
you
right.
tried being a lesbian, it might work out better because they're very into commitment, right? So you could get a new live-in very quick, right? Bring the moving truck.
He's
the
really
moving
thinking
van.
about this right now. I mean,
No,
you
I
really
really
got him.
am. I'm like, how do I
Yeah.
change somebody's ways?
Yeah. How do you?
I don't know.
Go
if I
back
can
and
do it.
listen
You
to
can just change your own ways.
I
two
can't
Hot
make
Wives
straight
episodes.
girls like me, let alone lesbians. Like, what?
You could just become a woman, and then you become a lesbian.
Oh.
Easy as that. I mean, all you have
Yeah.
to do is change your pronouns.
Yeah,
Hello.
dude. Get some
Easy,
cargo
lemon
shorts,
squeezy.
a flannel jacket, some
And a
Yeah.
pitbull.
Birkenstocks.
And then you
Boom.
guys will be like, they are pathetic.
I can finally use pronouns. Yeah, so Carlos had a good point. He brought up that numerous guests we've had on our podcast and numerous people that have given us their commercials no longer even do podcasts. They've also fallen off the map. So what is your take? Do you care if you have, say, 50 listeners, 10 or 1,000? And does it motivate you to even do your show? We'll start with the ladies of Impolite Society. Does that motivate you to keep doing your show? And when you look at numbers, do you go, shit, why are we doing this again? What is your take?
I think from my perspective, I mean, it's a little numbers are an ego boost for sure. When you see those numbers go up, you're like, yeah, I got something here. But in the end, what Rachel and I decided was in the first go around, we were trying a little too hard or putting in just so much effort for something that is not even a part-time job because you get paid for a part-time job. It was a hobby, and we were putting in all this effort to hustle and, do the socials and, promote and, do advertisements and things like that. And in the end, I mean, did it garner listeners? Yeah, it did. But what was the return that we were getting? Was what a little ego boost? It just really didn't level out. So this take, we're coming into it with the philosophy, it is a hobby. We're going to do exactly what we want. We're going to do when we want it. We're not going to stress out about things and just let it go because I want to do it again, not because I see the numbers, though the numbers are nice. I want to do it because I enjoy doing it. I enjoyed learning new things and talking about it with my friend Rachel and having a product that I felt proud about in the end. Like, I know Rachel doesn't like to talk about the podcast. I will talk about this podcast, Implied Society, to anyone who sits with me for more than an hour because I'm proud of it. It comes up and I'm like, yeah, I have a podcast. You should listen to it. It's interesting. We talk about smart things and I like it. So I want you to like it too.
Rachel?
Yeah, and I think that to just ditto what Laura said, because I went into it with like the slight hope that this would somehow replace our day-to-day jobs, which is bananas. So, and then coming in the second time, it is just like, say what you want to say, because if you're trying to appease everyone and you care about the numbers, you're kind of like watching everything you say. You don't want to make a misstep. And it's like, who's listening anyway? And it just like, that's not how anybody becomes successful at these things anyway, is by like towing the line, right? It's all about authenticity and that kind of stuff. So that's, my approach this time around is it's a lot different. It's more about, like Laura said, what we want to do and chase the things that interest us. And, if it doesn't, don't try to appease people that you think you might have in the future. Just do what you want to do. Because again, this is a hobby. None of us were on The Office. None of us were on a very popular sitcom. And that's who's making podcasts these days,
Yeah. You got to compete with all that, right? You got to compete with every athlete in their podcast. Every actor has a podcast,
Yeah.
Every fail actor has a podcast that he's more interesting now than he was when he was on TV, things of that nature.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Johnny?
oh,
Yeah, go for it. No, Rachel, give me
I
your.
was gonna say, actors, politicians, former first ladies. It's just like you can't, the coming in and just like everybody's sharing their thoughts and their opinions, and we all have the same basic concept for our first run at a podcast, right? Which is let's just talk, let's open the microphone and run. So
And
you just have to like the process and make the process easy to fit into your life. That's the
Very
other
true.
thing.
Very true. Johnny, what's your take on podcasting and what is your reasoning for podcasting? That's a good take. Also, like you enjoy it. You enjoy talk, just like Rachel said, just cracking a mic and talking, and people listen if they want to. If they don't, who gives a shit?
I mean, in the end, it's fun to shoot the shit with your friends. You have a new subject to talk about or whatever. I mean, it's great, but my hope in the end is that someone's going to be able to relate. Like I was telling you guys about the Dead Eyes podcast, about the guy who got fired from Band of Brothers, and he was fired by Tom Hanks, and the podcast started during COVID's first wave, and it just gained traction. It was a podcast of the year, and it's fucking fantastic. It's fantastic. So if you guys haven't started listening to it yet, please take a listen. It's for anyone who's ever like made that emotional trek, like why did this happen? Why did that happen? I don't know about you guys, but I've contacted ex-girlfriends like, hey, what happened here? Or I'm sorry for
Retrospective.
this. Yeah, I mean that shit is what I'm all about. So
What I got
to have
questions
someone
now.
be able to like, if someone were to be able to relate to our podcast and then like join along, it's just like the best podcasts to me are like just listening to friends shoot the shit. And I'm hoping that one or two people like can relate to us and like sit down and chat along with us, and hopefully like not talk about the one time they went to ghost hunt, because that was
Oh, that's Hugh's fault. Hugh not here. That's his fault. Don't worry
no,
about that.
of course he's probably not
No.
circumcised, so that's probably why we had
Now the Ghost Hunter or
such
Hugh?
a bad podcast.
The Ghost
the
Hunter
ghost.
episode was one of our best episodes ever, because when we said, so how many places have you investigated? One. What's the most interesting place you've ever investigated? The one place I told you about. Did you find anything? Nothing.
Super nice guy though.
Yeah. What makes you a ghost hunter? I went to that one place I told you about earlier. Okay.
Oh man,
Well,
and he's got
I've ghost
business-
hunted
hey,
in
and he's got
more
business
places
cards.
than
That's all you need.
that. Jeez.
Business card that says I'm a ghost hunter and a Bigfoot tracer
Yeah.
or whatever.
Carlos, podcasting. What's your take?
For me, it's almost like therapy once a week. I get to get all this crap off my chest, talk about stupid stuff I've done in the past or that I haven't done yet. And I get to hang out with family once a week.
One of your best friends.
And I get to
You're
hang out with Johnny
welcome.
once a week. Yeah. So it's therapeutic. And then this is my own reasoning, but I'm hoping one day my son will be able to go back and listen to it. When I'm gone, he'll be able to hear my voice because it's still available on the internet. So that's a big reason as well. And he's gonna probably listen to the show and go, "My dad was a dumbass." That's why I do it. I think part of the reason I'm not trying to get down on Joey for anything. He's got his reasons for not doing it anymore. But I think part of the reason that this works and some of the other ones I listen to work, like Adam Carolla, Joe Rogan, they don't do it by themselves. They always have a guest. We always have the four of us plus every once in a while a guest. So there's always something to feed off of. So it's got to be tough to do a show by yourself 3 times a week. And you have to try to find something that's going to entertain your people to keep coming back. So I think that's the difficult part. To me, it's not a numbers game. Like I said, to me, it's a marathon, and it's a time just to hang out with people that I love. So, and it's therapeutic. So that's my take on it anyway.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
I
like
wouldn't
that.
consider it a marathon though, because like a marathon,
Uh-huh.
there's a
That's
goal at the end. Like now, like if I think of it as a marathon, like there's got to be something at the end of these fucking pointless conversations, right? But
It's like
no.
a leisurely walk for your mental health once a week.
It's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you,
I'm not gonna
Rachel.
lie,
Thanks.
some of these conversations get me fucking stressed out. Like Lafayette and
Oh,
his
yeah.
takes.
Bring it.
On everything?
Hold on. I got a good one for you on how time works. moon, stars.
Like
Lord knows. Sun, moon. It's all nonsense.
like normally with my job, I practice a lot of patience. And with Lafayette, I just don't have any patience. I just want to punch him in the fucking face so bad.
That's right.
And it's nice to be able to get that out because, like at work, like if I punch someone,
you feel
in the face,
better.
Like,
you feel better at work
for
because
sure.
of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is therapy for you too.
So thank you, fucking asshole.
No problem. I'll bill you later. I mean, my thing is just entertainment purposes. People listen, don't listen. I mean, there's listeners. I know because I know like I'd say 10 people that tell me, "Oh man, listen to last week's show, man." Da, 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 da. And my buddy recently is like, "Man, you guys need to be more nerdy." I was like, "What's more nerdy?" I don't know. I play video games. Just talk about that. I was like, "Oh, okay." So, but no, it's just entertainment. It's just.
Did you ask him if he was circumcised? Are you circumcised?
Yeah,
and real quick, before we like move on,
no?
like we have to ask Rachel: have you ever seen an uncircumcised penis?
Not on TV, but in person.
I mean, why do you feel the need to alter a functional body part? That's weird to me.
Okay, Johnny, go for it. You guys go at it because Johnny thinks opposite. He thinks
Well,
that
all right,
should
so-
be cut off.
I mean, I'm not. These aren't my quotes, but I've heard that I have a beautiful cock. This is verbatim from other people.
Wait a second, time out. This is
Like
somebody
your
telling you
mom?
this. Yeah, your mom, your sister. That's not your sister. Which
All
is
right,
FBI
so now
agent or
Rachel, you're
something.
doing that thing that Lafayette does that makes me want to punch you in the face. And I recommend you not do that because I'm going to punch him first.
Honestly, you can't punch me in the face because you guys are what? California? You can't
Yes.
find Missouri on a map. You wouldn't know where to look for me.
Wow. You
That's
can't
where I
find
did my
Missouri
basic
on a map.
training for the U.S. military. You're welcome for my service. And
welcome
I
for
can
my
find
service.
Missouri.
Why can't you thank
Anyways.
yourself?
After I thank myself. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, anyways, like I've heard that it's stately. It's a good looking cack.
It has character.
Yes. And it is circumcised. And I just don't know how the Acevedos live with
That's
themselves.
probably the funniest thing I've ever heard this entire podcast. The whole 164 episodes. I have a beautiful
stately
cock.
cock.
Mm.
These are quotes.
Yeah, remember he?
Mm.
No, it's not
Quotes
him
don't
saying this.
lie.
Yeah, he's just
Show me the
he's-
Google reviews. Then
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, the Yelp
wanna see-
reviews.
Yelp reviews.
The help reviews.
I'll
might
tell
be
you
Grub-
what, you were
Grubhub.
responding to my email to impolitesociety.org or whatever the fuck you guys wrote. And then like we'll talk.
.org.
So, no,
Yes.
We're talking
.net.
now. It's a podcast.
.net org.
IR. It's in Ireland's hands now. I don't know.
Damn it, somebody has my well thought out comments and
I told you.
is it
should
China?
Go through your sent folders and forward it to me. You have my Gmail, the correct one, and we will read it. We'll read it on air on our next
Ooh.
episode.
But
You can
it's
email-
so like old. It was about the crying episode.
It doesn't matter. We'll still read it.
Oh.
You have my
But you
word.
could
Wow.
just
Doing
say it
whatever
now.
Yeah,
You
so-
obviously
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. What is
was
it you
the
want to ask or
comments?
say?
Do you
Yeah, go
hate
ahead.
women crying? Do you hate crying women? I guess that's what I'm taking from this.
Of course, I don't hate crying women, but I will say that crying women have all the power in the world because in that email, I gave you guys my ATM PIN number and then my Hotmail password. And
Except for the most powerful office in the country, you know.
Mm.
Why?
What?
That's why we elect
Mm.
crying women to be president every day.
I feel this is a different podcast now. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, my cat. I heard it's beautiful. So it's circumcised and I mean
But were the women
so-
who said that to you also chained?
I mean,
Was it
I
a
said-
tactic for survival?
I will say
Oh,
they were
really?
handsomely paid. So, I mean, there's no unbiased reviews here. They're just they
What
were
was his
impressed.
name? Huh?
No. I mean, like Steve had a weird
Yeah,
review,
I thought so. I thought
right?
so.
Because,
I missed something.
Rachel's face. No. Like I was just
Because what
playing off a
state? What
Lafayette.
also? What is the state of which the review is taking place? Is this like a glimpse? Is this what percentage?
All right, so one
close
that I
and
can think
personal.
of was
Oh my God.
she had prior experience, and I sent her a picture, and she was happy, according to the text.
Well,
What did the
So-
text say?
no, I don't. No, I'm not dwelling on
It
this.
said,
I'm
"Good
moving on
morning."
from this. I mean, having an uncircumcised penis, as we discussed on last week's episode, when it is at attention, you
You
can't really
can't tell the difference. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So the stateliness, the beauty, will not be diminished by foreskin or not foreskin.
Bookie, I will not let you take this away from me. Okay. First
Okay.
of all,
It's
I've
the
been-
highlight of his career.
the only reason I'm alive for the past 10 years is because I got that comment.
That one
So,
comment.
Don't
he
take
wants
that away
to
from
put
me.
it on his
I was
tombstone.
gonna say, do you have it framed? Like the guy that bought the first like Twitter, post.
The first tweet.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first tweet framed in the house. Yeah.
I'm creating an NFT. So if anyone's
Oh, wow.
interested,
Wow, no one wants
Of the
it.
text or the
Yeah, the picture or the text. Yeah, which one? we
just
going
send me $10 and don't ask any questions.
with?
You'll
Send
find
him
out.
$10 and a compliment, and there you go.
Yeah,
you go.
the ego feeds off of compliments. So
So, what do you think
that's-
about
Well, that's-
podcasting, though?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, because
My penis is great. I heard reviews.
That's all.
Every time you get a review, it's a little bit more erect, right? You know.
Oh, that's a good one. Right
Get
there.
on Yelp, motherfuckers.
Whoa, I was gonna say Grubhub, but
5
Apple
stars.
Podcast.
Yeah, get on Grubhub.
update on Joey Valentine. He's gonna do his podcast once a month, just so everybody knows. So if you're a fan of Fat Guy Loves Cake, once a month, he's gonna do
Sounds
long
like he
form
didn't
episodes.
Have fans.
Well,
Was that the?
He- Carlos and I listen, to the show. So that's what, so he's
Got
talking to us,
two.
maybe. Maybe he's talking to us. I don't know. Just well, there you go. We'll
But
take a break here.
seriously-
Yeah,
oh.
go ahead. Nope.
I was
Seriously,
just gonna
what?
say I agree with Carlos that it would be really hard to sustain a show as one individual. So props.
Wait, hold
know,
on. Rachel,
going
you've only
along,
seen
we did.
one uncircumcised penis in your life?
I mean, I
We're still
haven't
talking about
seen a
Joey.
lot of penises in my life. I'm
Well, you know
sorry.
what? I thought that of Bookie,
I'm a high
but
value woman.
obviously, like, because the story Bookie tells is like, oh, I've got my high school sweetheart, and we've been together for fucking 50 years, but I'm only 38. That type of like great all American story. But she has seen a few dicks in her time, and so like.
Yeah.
Behind the bleachers.
Here's the thing. I'm just thinking, since the last show, have you been pondering this? Is this like
Always,
really
like-
like you like taking notes, or you went back
No,
into
he
the
mentioned
show?
it in last week's episode.
No, this is-
and I mean, I
Yeah,
have.
that's
I
Johnny-
have seen a few dicks.
This is why Johnny said he's talked to his ex-girlfriend to see what went wrong. So I didn't have a beautiful cock. Do I have a beautiful cock? Why'd
Does
you
it
dart
still
me if I had a beautiful
stand?
cock?
Yeah, another thing too, you should send it to the one that gave you the compliment to see if she still thinks that.
Oh.
Huh?
He's like, yeah.
Retrospective.
That's
still a
no,
nice-
you
Yeah, don't
you
That's
do
can't
still
that.
just
nice.
Your wife would
randomly
not be
send them
happy.
like
no.
I like how-
10 years later.
I like
No.
you live in the
Do that.
moment. Just I got you. I got
Yeah.
you.
Your
You-
wife
That
would
was
not
that
be
was your
happy with
prime.
that.
It
That was
fucking
your prime.
counts, and the reviews are in. It's
That's it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Best
Can't
3
take 'em
inches
away.
erect ever seen. Good job.
So
Did-
it's not like a movie you saw in the theater and you thought it was amazing when you're a kid and you see it again 20 years later.
No, no, it
Oh, that
still
sucked. The
holds.
movie-
It still holds.
It still holds up.
And
You still hold it.
true story. I don't know.
You know what?
You're drinking your Pepsi and vodka.
Implied Society's gonna
the
have to
the
have,
complaints I've heard is about my personality, not about my cat.
Oh, okay. They're gonna have
So-
to have you on.
The thing you
Just-
can
yeah.
change and improve.
Right.
That's true.
That's
Exactly.
That's
Thank you,
true.
Rachel. I don't know. I don't think I feel any better, but thank you, Rachel.
Welcome to
Really?
Johnny's therapy.
I'm pretty sure I'm sad.
And Johnny's like, "Why do I continue podcasting?"
I know.
Doesn't feel good anymore.
Okay. Thanks for listening to Nerds Talking to Podcast. That is our episode for Laura
Goodbye.
or Carlos
Bye-bye.
or Rachel.
Goodbye.
For Johnny.
Oh, bye.
Oh, there we
No,
go.
I said bye-bye. You can't say bye-bye.
Yeah, you have to change it.
It's
Do
my
something
thing.
different. Hey, say it in your native language. Haven't done that in a while.
I'm circumcised, you freaks.
There we go, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, Nerds Talking the Podcast. We'll catch you next time.